Selling your home as a for sale by owner is a super exciting challenge, but it could also be very overwhelming. Over the past few videos, we've covered everything from pricing strategies to marketing tips, and today I'm going to be bringing it all together in one ultimate recap. In this video, I'm going to be providing you a detailed summary of the most important for sale by owner tips to ensure that your home selling journey is as smooth and successful as possible. Whether you're just starting out or you're midway through the process, this guide is something for everyone as a for sale by owner. What's up, everyone? My name is Jack Bouvier with the Bouvier Real Estate Group. Just like you, navigate the dynamic real estate market that we have here in Saskatoon. So if you have any questions about your journey or anything I can do to help, feel free to reach out to me. Absolutely no pressure, obligation whatsoever. I'd love to help out with your journey. Give me a call, shoot me a text. All my free resources are on my website, to my links there as well. I'd be happy to help out and connect with you. Now, the first item we talked about was just preparing your home to get it sold. You want to declutter the house and make it all clean and very presentable, as buyers want to see the home's ultimate potential, not essentially your personal items. I recommend to remove all of those personal photos that you have, any excess furniture, and those knickknacks to make the space feel as large as possible and more inviting as well, and more welcoming for when people do come by. I also would recommend getting your home staged if it's vacant. However, if it is tenant occupied or owner occupied, just trying to make it as clean as possible is the best option that you have. But if it's vacant, then the next best option would be to get it staged, as buyers like to visualize what it's going to feel like and look like with the furniture for them to move in and actually call that place home. You could add things like fresh flowers or fake plants, some candles, some air fresheners, neutral decor, soft lighting, things like that really makes that high impact factor. Certain areas that really do benefit from staging are the living room area, the kitchen, your master bedroom, and the master bathroom. Those are the main areas that people really want to feel like they're home. These are the areas that have the most impact. And next, we want to boost the curb appeal. As first impressions do truly matter, you don't want to neglect the exterior. Mow the lawn if it's in the spring or summertime, shovel the snow if it's in the winter time, paint the door, paint the exterior, make sure the soffits are all cleaned, the roof is decluttered with snow, there's not a whole lot of leaves everywhere and whatnot, and your plants are all potted and it looks really nice as people walk up into the house. It's even beneficial to wash your driveways and power wash it and the walkways, so when people do walk up, they have a sense of it being clean rather than having to step over a bunch of junk. Next, you're going to want to price your home properly. You're going to want to conduct a comparative market analysis with your real estate agent if you have one that you know, like, and trust. If not, you could try to do this research online. I have my website, which gives you access to all the sold data in your neighborhood that are recent and similar to yours. You can have a look to see which properties are most similar to yours and try to get the best market sense for what other similar properties are selling for. You'd want to look for the recent sales of similar homes in your area within a 1 to 2 mile radius that sold within the past 3 to 6 months, similar square footage, etc. Next, you're going to want to avoid emotional pricing, as lots of sellers have that emotional attachment to their house. You want to be realistic and understanding of where the market is currently at. You can't be overpricing your home because you had your firstborn at that property. Yes, that's a great milestone and memory that I'm sure you've had. But if you're going to be selling your place, you have to be in competitive market with the other properties that are available if you truly want to get your property sold. Next is you're going to want to reassess pricing if necessary. If your home isn't attracting any showings or offers, then you must be willing to adjust the price if you want to get your property sold. After 30 days, if there's no offers or any showings or very limited amount of showings, then you're going to want to readjust your price. I recommend about a 5 to 10% price adjustment depending on your comfortability and your willingness and motivation to sell. Next, after you've prepped your home, you got the pricing all together, now is the time to market your property. This is when you use high quality photos, as 90% of the buyers are going to be searching up properties online. So these listings with the professional photos get significantly more views online. I'd also recommend shooting pictures during the day with plenty of natural light. Sometimes if you wanted to create an evening twilight picture, that would be a good time to do it as well, where you get the golden hour with a lot of the sun setting light, but you have to act very quickly to capture that right moment. Next is you're going to want to leverage some online platforms. Post your property on popular sites like Realtor.ca, Facebook Marketplace, Zillow, Kijiji, all the above, social media, Instagram, all that, because when you do this, you're creating as much exposure as you possibly can. I'd also recommend on these websites to use a video tour, as lots of people like to look at videos online. So if you have a video tour of the exact layout and floor plan and features and benefits of your property, then you're going to get a whole lot more interest, and then a call to action for people to either reach out to you or click a link to see the details of the property to whichever listing that you have it posted as, so they can get more information and actually book in a showing to come and see your property. Next, you're going to want to leverage social media. Just like the online platforms, you're going to want to leverage social media, because today's day and age, majority of people are on some sort of social media platform, whether it be LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the above. So you want to make sure that your property is advertised on these platforms, so that way all the people that are browsing online might not be thinking about essentially moving, but if they find the right place, or if they might have a friend who's interested, they see your place on there, and you're going to get a whole lot more attention, clicks, views, offers, and potentially higher sale price. And another thing is print marketing still does work. You want to use all forms of marketing, and you want to have flyers for your property so you can advertise to the neighborhood and do some door knocking to let neighbors know that your property is for sale, and to see if they might know any friends or family who might be looking to move to the area, as that buzz and the word of your property being for sale does create a lot more attention when the word gets out there. And last thing that you can do to get more marketing is doing an open house. And this kind of goes along with all the platforms that we talked about, by having a high quality pictures for your listing, leveraging online platforms, leveraging social media, doing those print material, flyers, door knocking strategies to then lead to the open house, to bring in as many people to that open house and create that psychological high demand and scarcity mindset from these buyers, and ultimately driving up the price that you're asking for your property to get the best sold price possible. Now, when you're working with buyers and arranging showings, you must be flexible in your showings, as majority of people are working a 9-to-5 job. So it's going to be difficult to get them to book in midday, or unless it's during lunch hour or in the evening. So be prepared to be flexible and arrange your schedule accordingly in order to accommodate for buyers to come and view your property. Sometimes even weekends are very popular and busy for buyers to be looking in the area and shopping around for properties. And when you do these showings, you want to try to gather as much feedback as you can, all the benefits and the negatives, because those negative things are actually tips and ways that you can actually make your listing shine for the next time. You want to make sure that all those areas of concern were addressed and can potentially be fixed for the next time a buyer comes by. Let's say there's a big crack in the wall, maybe it was just a simple drywall mud taping crack that can easily be patched up, and it's not a foundational issue or anything. You could just fix it up, so then the next time the buyer walks through, it's not a big concern for them. Now, let's say you've gone through the whole process properly. Now is the time when you've attracted a buyer who is interested in making an offer. Now is the time to negotiate on the deal and bring it to a close. Well, you must be prepared to negotiate, as most buyers want the perception that they're getting a deal on the property, and unless they fall in love head over heels with your property, they are more than likely not going to be asking the full asking price that you're asking. So expect some offers that are below the asking price, and know your bottom line and stick to it. Be willing to compromise a little bit if you have to on minor terms to secure the deal, such as possession date or inclusions and exclusions that you have in your place, or maybe some sort of creative financing or some sort of conditions that allow you to actually get the deal done. Next, you're going to make sure you understand the paperwork. This is a crucial piece, because if you don't, you could get screwed over, lose a lot of money and time. So familiarize yourself with the purchase contracts, the disclosures, and all the legal requirements that you need to protect yourself, and make sure you get paid. I'd recommend that you consult a real estate lawyer to make sure that you and your offers are all in compliance with exactly what you need to have done. And lastly, when you do get that offer accepted with the buyer, stay calm during the inspections, go through the due diligence period as per on the contract. Buyers typically need to get their financing approved, as well as getting all the home inspection and other due diligence terms and conditions all met and satisfied. So stay calm, be patient, and help out the buyer any way that they need in order to facilitate a successful conditional removal process. Now, some tips to stay motivated if you're struggling on this for sale by owner journey would be to remember the end goal. Remember exactly why you're selling, what's your motivation, whether it's to upgrade your homes or downsize, or simply to relocate. And also take breaks breaks when you need them. This journey of selling your house privately is quite demanding, as it is a very labor-intensive task with lots of time and energy involved, so give yourself some permission to step back and recharge when you have to. And lastly, celebrate those small wins. Whether it's scheduling in your first showing or getting an offer, acknowledge your progress and pat yourself on the back, because it's not a easy task, and you, by doing it on your own, is a very honorable endeavor. Now, selling your house for sale by owner, as you know, takes a lot of effort, but with the right strategies and mindset, it can be very doable. I hope this recap of the for sale by owner journey gives you tons of tips and confidence and knowledge that you need to succeed. If you have any questions or need any additional support, feel free to call me, text me, or hop on my website for all my free details. My contact details and all my links to my website are in the description below. I'd be happy to connect with you and help you along your journey.